So good afternoon, all guests here, and thank you, Esther, for introducing myself and the company. So today's topic is profitable sourcing from China, a success story by implementing a revolutionary supply chain model. So to begin with, I would like to state the clear objective for this section. Currently, we all know that under the credit crisis, such as we know that the latest statistics show us that the U.S. Consumer Confidence Index fall drastically from 87.3 to 59.8 in just 9 months. And I'm sure a lot of companies would cut their capital expenses in this period of time. But I know one type of machines that most companies want to buy one, or without limit if they can choose, which is a cash machines. You want to use your money to buy as much of these machines as possible. So after this section, our objective is we want to deliver a way that you can start to approach your supplier to make one of these machines for your company. Let's try to examine where are the raw materials to make such a machine, or simply where the money is. We know that as a skillful manufacturer in this industry for actually more than 30 years, we are skillful in knowing how to reduce our costs, product costing. We know out of the inflationary raw material market and labor market. However, when our customer, actually the wholesaler and retailers, they told us that the money that they have to pay is not just our product cost, but also they have much more money to pay and manage. We know that their challenges are not just reducing the product costing year-on-year basis. So the challenges that the wholesaler and retailer need to face are actually not theoretical, but actually cost them money every day. Let's see, for example, that the customer, if they're holding stock level right now, actually those stock are tie up their cash. And I know not many companies today, they have the luxury, especially if the slow-running item is actually draining up a lot of company resources. When we talk about missing sales, when you cannot offer the products to the customer when they need it, that means the sales is going to the competitor. On the other hand, if you're holding too much of the slow-running item, actually you have the very high pressure to mark down and sell your inventory out. And you know, when you actually sell your product at half price, many customers would expect half price from you again and again. And you know how devastating it is to your today and tomorrow's money. And to name just these fields, we know that the challenges that they are facing are very high. Actually, from a manufacturing perspective, we understand that our customer is actually in a never-ending struggle. The struggle is every day in their business, they're trying to do the things that can increase their sales and also control costs. I'm sure these two targets are guiding their actions and business decisions every day. So when they need to increase the sales, what the customer, the wholesale and retail customer, what they need to do? Usually what we see is first, in order to ensure the customer when they come to buy, they always have the right product to buy, they have to ensure the things that they carry now is always available. Not only to that, they also need to keep changing and growing their product portfolio, so to keep customer interest. When customer come to buy, they always can give them something different. In order to achieve or fulfill these two ends, what usually we see customers need to do is to increase their stock level, both in terms of variety and the coverage, to keep more of each and more different products. On the other hand, they also need to control costs, as this also will affect their bottom line. To do this, what they have to do is to reduce the expenditure on inventory purchasing, because we know this is the biggest part of the money that they have to spend too. This does not only mean reducing the cost for every product, but also the quantity that they buy, Because if they buy not just the right quantity, or if they buy much more than they need, that will cause a lot of waste in their business in terms of obsolescence, markdown, and also the space costs. And this can cause fortune to a company. And in order to fulfill these two jobs, to reduce the inventory level is the right thing to do. And that presents a never-ending struggle. Every day the customer needs to choose, should they increase sales more or control costs more? A very heady question. Which is the balancing point? Which point to stay on this line is a better position for the company? So let's see if a customer chooses to increase sales more, meaning they increase their stock level. What are the risks associated with that actions or decision? First of all, if so many money are tied up to the inventory, that means a lack of cash flow for a company. Especially if you are holding something which is slow running, that holding period can be very long. And also, of course, if holding too much inventory, that will cause lower return on investment, lower inventory turns, and also it's much more difficult for you to sell the aging inventory on hand. Of course, the pressure to mark down will be much higher, and we know this is also killing the sales of a company. And this reduced markdown would mean lower margin, and a lot of space cost is associating with that edge. And sometimes we see also a very difficult decision for a company. When they are holding too much of on-hand inventory, they know they have the new design, they have to hold before they clear all the stock, they cannot release the new thing in the market. But unfortunately, your competitor may have already launched new things in the market. That kill your sales. This part of the world definitely is not perfect. Let's see what will be the result if the standing point is more on the right side, meaning control cost. Is that world better? Definitely not, because there are also many risks associated with that end. First, and the most killing one, is losing sales opportunities. Today, under the most competitive environment, we know it is actually like a crime to lose a sales to your competitor when they cannot find the things from you, but can find from your competitor. And we know this lost sales is not only this time, because this perception of poor service that they would lead them to going to your competitor, not this time, but also ongoing. And I know some customers, they would try whatever it takes to catch the sales because they understand that they cannot lose the sales. So we all know there is a transportation mean called air freight, and the cost of that is scary. But if you do that, you can keep the sales, but your cost is under control. Sometimes we also, as a manufacturer, we receive a lot of urgent order from our customer to catch deliveries. Okay, this time we can do it for you. Next time, another urgent order again. Actually, that push all the production schedule, and what is being sacrificed is supply reliability later on. Every order becomes rushed, and you cannot get your order on time when you need in the future. So again, this part of the world is not also perfect. And which point to say is better, is to stay is better? I can say if you choose any point on this line, not to this end or this end, actually you are capturing the best, the very worst thing of these two pages. And the question now is there any way that we can find a breakthrough for our wholesaler and retailer customer that they do not need to choose, but they can enjoy the best of the both worlds? Meaning they can increase sales and control costs at the same time. So this is the challenges before we can give that cash machine to you.